talking about our first speaker. An engineer by profession, but a poet at heart. He has inspired us all by giving some wonderful speeches and by calm and poise that he always maintains. He says he does not believe in perfect timing because there's no perfect time to have Nutella. You have a spoon, you have some Nutella, and that moment turns into perfect time. It is none other than Tanishq. I would like to call his evaluator, Siddharth, to read out goals of the speech. Over to you, Siddharth.
Thank you, Kinshi. And today is a very special day because we have a very special speech today. It's known as a path-breaking speech. This path-breaking speech is actually a mixture of all the other 15 speeches that you have given in the entire path of yours. And that's the reflection on how you have learned and how you have grown. The purpose statement states that the purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her growth during the completion of a path. So this is the basic two objectives. We know how Tanishq is going to speak and how he's going to inspire all of us in taking more and giving more speeches in the future as well. Till then, back to you, Toastmaster Kinshi. And also the timing is 10 to 12 minutes, not 10 to 15 minutes. So Penny, you will be showing the green card at 10 minutes. Yellow card at 11 minutes and the red card at 12 minutes. 30 seconds will be the grace time that you'll get in the end as well. So that's all from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster Kinshi.
Let us now welcome Toastmaster Tanishq for his speech with a round of applause. Title of his speech is Memories. So over to you, Tanishq. Tanishq, Memories, Memories, Tanishq.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kinshi. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, because it bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain. And I believed in forever, and everything would stay the same. Unfortunately, nothing is the same right now. Everything around us is changing. But today I'm going to take a trip down the memory lane and talk about my Toastmaster journey, which started approximately 20 months ago. But before I do that, I want you to tell you the first time I stepped into Gurgaon Orators Toastmasters Club meeting, and I saw such shiny trophies kept on the table. You know what day it was? It was the day they had their evaluation and speech contest. I walked into the room and I was confused. What is going on here? There are trophies. Do they give trophies in every meeting? Wow, that's great. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. That day, they had a very special meeting and a very special contest. And that inspired me to join Toastmasters, to know more about Toastmasters. And soon after 2 weeks, I joined Gurgaon Orators Toastmasters. And you know, like every one of you, I started with the same old thing of knowing about pathways, how to log in, this and that. But before I bore you with all those details, I want you all to close your eyes. Because everything is changing, so let's change the scene around you. Close your eyes and think that you are the breeze. You are the air that can travel anywhere onto this world. But I want you to travel to a very specific place. I want you to imagine a place where there is vast amount of ice. In the expanse of the side that you can see, there is only white ice and snow. Imagine you being the breeze and you swaying through the mountain caps, which is covered with snow. You feel that this breeze cannot do anything because it's the mountains and the snow that is there and has been there for centuries. So what can this breeze do? Well, it's actually this breeze that is maintaining the white expanse of this ice. Now open your eyes and think of the first speech that you gave in Toastmasters. the icebreaker speech. I wonder why is it called icebreaker and not snow melting? Because I believe every person who joins Toastmaster starts as a snow, as an icicle, which is crystalline and perfect because it believes itself to be so. And then you give your very first speech and you realize that things are not the same. You thought that you're a good speaker, you are an amazing person and this and that, and you can rock the stage, but you can't. You have so many R's and so many arms, and there are countless number of things that you have to keep in mind. You have to do stage movement, you have to look into the eyes of the people, and what all, oh my God, there's so much to learn. And then you melt. You melt down and take the form of a drop. You know what this drop can do? It can take the shape of any place, any vessel, any stream you add it to, and it becomes like the vessel or the stream or the river itself, and you become that drop. That happened to me when I delivered my first icebreaker speech, and I realized that this speech wasn't, really ice-breaking. I did not break the stage with this speech, so what should I do? I should write something very, very impactful. And I wrote the first speech as part of the level 1, which is the evaluation and feedback project. And I thought, what should I write about? People talk about stories, they inspire people and this and that. So what should I write about? And in the feedback for the icebreaker speech, I got the feedback that you should tell more about yourself. You didn't tell much about yourself. So I thought, okay, I should talk about some aspect of me. And I wrote an entire speech just on how I was given this unique name, Tanishq. An entire speech that lasted for 7 minutes, 28 seconds on just my name. And that feedback is still with me. I preserve every speech that I wrote and every small bit of feedback that I get with it. Eventually, I completed level 1, giving evaluation and feedback and completing other projects. And I moved on to level 2, where I had to understand my leadership style. And I have to understand my leadership style and deliver a speech on it. That's going to be tricky. How do I do that? But remember, you're a drop. You can do anything. You can take the shape of the vessel. You can take the shape of any stream you get into. So you can do this as well. You can be a leader. And that's when I decided that I will share my journey, which has started as the EC position holder. But did I really start doing anything in that EC role? I had been elected as the VP membership, but did I actually accomplish anything? Not really. So I talked about what a leader should not do to fail. And I talked about my journey when I was in college, when I failed as a leader because I could not run a chapter successfully. Now I learn that that chapter is running very successfully because of what the initiatives I took. And then I realized that the leadership style that I had in me was always the democratic style, to take into account everyone's opinion and then work on them and take new initiatives so as to encourage everyone to do the same. Level 2 passed, and my enthusiasm in Toastmasters grew. It was the time of the contest again. And this time I had to prepare for a humorous speech contest. I had written many speeches, but never humorous one. How do I make people laugh? People don't even smile looking at my face. They laugh at me behind my back. So I should do a speech reverse or what? I didn't think that was going to work, but I was determined. I had determined that the first meeting that I experienced in Toastmasters, that was the point where I got encouraged to join it. And this contest should be an encouragement point for many others. And humorous speech is the best way to do it. I prepared 7 drafts of 7 different speeches and then chucked away all of them. And then I came up with another draft, which I thought about for at least 3 weeks just to write the draft. And then I thought, okay, let's get into it and practice for this one. So I practiced for that one particular speech for 2 weeks straight. I would go to the office early so that I could come back early. I would come back home at 6 in the evening, throw away my clothes, throw away my bag, and then just start pacing with the piece of paper in my hand and start to read what I have written. I did that for at least 4 or 5 days just to get the words right. Because I had written such complicated words in my speech that I myself couldn't remember it. So I've practiced that for 5 days just to remember the speech. And then I practiced the stage movement, how many steps I have to take to the left, and when is the right time to pause, and this and that. And finally, on the day of the contest, I was very nervous. But somehow I delivered a fantastic speech and the judges loved it. And that's why I won the first prize. I was like, yeah, this is the pinnacle moment of my life. This is the best achievement I have done till date. And now nobody can stop me in Toastmasters. I'm the best speaker, this, that, and all these thoughts were running in my mind again. And then somebody told me, listen, this is not the end. You have to compete in the area level as well, where the best speakers from all different clubs will come together, 4 or 5 clubs, and then you have to compete with them. I'm like, okay, that's going to be tough. Because the best speakers are going to come from all the clubs and I have to compete with them. I'm like, okay, but I'll prepare for this as well. So I had my recording of my club contest, and I reviewed it. I reviewed it with my peers, my mentors, and asked them what is the thing that I have to add here. And I said, this looks okay. So you can just work on the delivery, remember the things well, and you'll be fine. I said, okay, that's a good booster of confidence. So I'll do that. So I did not prepare much for the area level, but I had prepared intensively for the club contest. So that helped. And at the area level, which is the place where 4 or 5 clubs could come together and they send their best speakers to compete, I again won the first prize. Yeah. And I was like, now I'm unstoppable. This is the pinnacle moment again. It is just reliving the pinnacle moment. So I'm unstoppable. Nobody can stop me. And then they told me, no, you have to compete at the division level as well. Like, what? Okay. So at the division level, 20 plus clubs are going to come together and they're going to send their best speakers. Like, okay, this is going to be tougher. And I did not prepare for the division level at all. Like, I can't do this anymore. And there I failed. I failed miserably. There were 4 speakers and I came first from the last position. I was shattered. All these pinnacle movements were gone. And I thought that there's no more pain and no intensified feeling that can tell you that, okay, no, this is not the end. This is just a contest of some Toastmaster clubs. But I felt bad. And in that moment, I realized that what is the real thing that I've learned in Toastmasters? It was after deep introspection, I realized that it was not the awards and the shiny trophies that I have earned and got in this Toastmaster journey. It was all the small chits that I've preserved of every speech that I've ever written, of every evaluation that I have ever given, every hour count that was counted by someone else for me, and then I've wrote it down. And I hope that in some of these speeches I had attained 0 hour counts. That is the moment of pinnacle zenith that I have attained in Toastmasters. The moment then I do not have to worry about hour counts anymore, even in impromptu speeches, even in speeches as long as 10 minutes. I did not have to worry about my hour counts anymore. I was confident that I was going to deliver from my heart, from my soul. Think about this speech just in my mind and not even write a single word of it on a piece of paper. And then go and deliver it without making any body movements at all. And still make an impact on the hearts and expressions of people who are going to hear me for 12 minutes long. Isn't that the best feeling in the world? Isn't that the pinnacle moment of your life? Back to you, Toastmaster Kinshi.
Amazing speech, Toastmasters Tanishq. It was indeed a mellifluous speech. Metaphor of snow melting to our icebreaker speech was something we'll remember for long. Let us give a huge round of applause for Toastmasters Tanishq.